Hi, today I'm going to talk about forgiveness and how to accelerate your process of letting go and forgiving either yourself or somebody else for something that has happened in the past. So, when we don't forgive, we're essentially holding ourselves hostage to those emotions of anger, of resentment, of frustration, of sadness, even depression or hatred. And of course, if our energy is tied up in those emotions, we're not in a creative state, we're not at equanimity, we're not joyous, we're not feeling love and gratitude and abundance. So when we know that there are things in the past that we haven't resolved, and we feel that we want to forgive, and we then have resistance internally, we can imagine mentally and intellectually that we have forgiven until something similar or the same person or in ourselves something happens again and triggers those same emotions, and then we would know that we haven't completely forgiven, that we haven't made peace with that situation or that person or that thing in ourselves that we're not happy with, that we have judgment of. So to clear that resistance, it can be useful to use a process, and the process that I'm going to demonstrate today is called Forgive and Forget. And it's a process of acupressure and breathwork called a marma that was taught to us by Dr. Pankaj Naram of Shakti Ayurveda, an ancient tradition in India of Ayurvedic medicine. It's very simple, and it really helps you to access your subconscious mind, where the recordings of pain, of trauma that have not been released keep bringing up, certain negative emotions in our system. So when we bring up this energy and we apply this marma, then we can clear it completely from our system, and then we can experience a state of forgiveness, not intellectually or mentally, truly in the body. Meaning that whatever was stored in the body is now freed, liberated, and that energy is available for something else. So I'm going to start by showing you where the point is, the marma point is, that we're going to use when doing this technique. Right here, so using your left hand, in the webbing of the thumb and the index finger. So there's a webbing there, like a duck would have on their feet, and we're going to press there. There's two ways to press. You can press either using the index finger of your right hand and just pressing there, or you can apply pressure from the back and the front in the webbing by using your thumb and your index finger. The second option goes a little deeper. You're going to press a little more, and it can access the energy, a little deeper. You can feel a little bit of pain. By the way, if there's pain, it means that there's energy there. When you have released a lot of the traumas and the pain from the past, then you would feel nothing there. You would feel just, ease and no pain when pressing. So it's a good indication that there are things stored in the body when you press there. And so we can do it like this, applying pressure like this, or we can do it applying pressure from the front and the back. Whichever one you want to apply is fine. And then we're going to practice a breath while we do that. And the breath will be simple, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. The only thing is we're going to also apply another point of pressure. At the roof of the mouth, we'll be applying the tongue right there. And what that does is that creates an energy cycle in the body that builds up energy and momentum to help in the clearing of the energy accumulated and stored in the body. So that's called the microcosmic orbit. If you're familiar with Taoism or Taoism, they talk about that orbit of energy and circulating energy in that orbit. We'll talk more about that in another video. If you think right now of one thing that keeps getting triggered in your life, so maybe a situation with someone where you've experienced pain, or you've experienced betrayal, something that was painful to you, or within yourself, something that you judge yourself for. And if you allow yourself to bring that up and feel on a scale of 1 to 10 how much you feel it in your body right now. And so as you get in touch with the emotional charge in your body and allow you to feel it, let's come up with a statement that you're going to repeat. That's also part of the practice. And the statement is always going to be in the same format. And that is, I completely and totally forgive. And then after that, you can say, forgive myself, forgive in the name of someone or any groups in the collective consciousness. Or you can be more precise and you can say, I completely and totally forgive myself for, and then the action, the word, the thoughts that you're wanting to forgive and release from your consciousness. And if you're wanting to forgive and clear the energy stored in your body in relation to someone in your life or a group, then you can also be specific and say what you forgive them for. I completely and totally forgive so and so for thinking, doing, or saying XYZ. So that's the format that we'll be using. I'll be using just I completely and totally forgive myself. And then you can replace myself by whatever it is that you're wanting to forgive today. And you can make a list every day of the things that keep coming up in your life or the things that just come up on that day and that bring about an emotional charge, some kind of reaction, so that you can ultimately clear that from your subconscious mind, clear any recordings there, and then you can experience yourself in a state of greater joy, happiness, love, and gratitude. So let's begin. So you can begin by feeling internally what you feel when you bring up the situation, the person, or something in yourself. And bringing the tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth, right behind your teeth. You're going to begin by inhaling, pressing in the webbing, and say, I completely and totally forgive myself. And then keeping the tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth, exhale. Release the pressure and then put it again. Inhale. While holding the breath in, I completely and totally forgive myself. And then exhale through your mouth. Release the pressure and place the finger again. Inhale. I completely and totally forgive myself. Exhale out of your mouth. Release the pressure. Put it back. Inhale. I completely and totally forgive myself. Exhale out of your mouth. Release the finger pressure. Put it back. Inhale. I completely and totally forgive myself. Exhale out of your mouth. Release the pressure. Put the finger back. Inhale. I completely and totally forgive myself. Exhale out of your mouth. Release the pressure. Put it back one more time. Inhale. I completely and totally forgive myself. Exhale out of your mouth. Release. Close your eyes for a moment. And allow yourself to feel what you feel and assess on a scale of 1 to 10 how you feel about the person or about yourself or the situation that you were clearing with this process. So depending on how long you've been carrying this with you and how intense it has been, so meaning how afraid you've been of it, how painful it was for you, it can take more time to clear, meaning a sitting with more than 6 to 7 breaths, which is usually what we do at each sitting. And so you can go on until you feel relief. So it can be 10 breaths, 15 breaths, 20, 30, 50, sometimes a lot more. And sometimes it can take more than one sitting. So you'll do it one day and then you'll find that there's still residue from these emotions, from the trauma or the pain associated with the person or yourself or the events. And you'll want to sit again and do it again until you feel that you are free and that your subconscious mind is no longer burdened by this recording from the past. I hope this is helpful. And you can close your eyes while you do the process. Today, as you were watching me, it was easier for you to have your eyes open. That said, you can have your eyes closed the whole time and really go inside and feel what you feel. And of course, the statement is repeated inside. You're holding the breath, you have the tongue at the roof of your mouth, and you're just inside of yourself mentally repeating, I completely and totally forgive myself or somebody else. I hope this is helpful and that you'll find that as you do that more and more often, it's easier and easier to let things go. And when we let things go, we have energy for life. We have energy for love, for creation, and for achieving wonderful things in our lives. So I hope you use it, and please leave us some comments. Let us know how you liked it, how it works for you, what it brings up, and we'd be very happy to respond back to you.